Hi, thanks for joining in again. So, how do you say goodbye? It's not easy. I don't like goodbyes. One thing that I've realized through the years and working with so many people through their grief and working with spirit is I feel like I kind of got desensitized around death, and going through the death of my mom opened some vortex of feelings and emotions. And the day that she died, I really struggled with saying goodbye to her body. My sisters, we all took turns taking time alone with her body and saying our own goodbyes. And I did that, but then I went back in the bedroom and I flopped myself on her bed and I hugged her. And I said, Mom, I can't let you go. Like I couldn't let go of her hand. I knew I had to. I was so sad, but I also started getting angry. I recognized that I was angry at my dad for being willing to come and be there for my mom. I know that sounds crazy, like it's crazy thinking because I was thrilled that my dad was there for my mom. Thrilled and angry. So is it possible to do both? Yeah, it is. Grief is such a muddy experience because you can go from one emotion to the other without even catching a breath. So yeah, I found that I was angry. I was angry that she died. I was angry that I had to say goodbye. And so as I'm there flopped, draped over my mom, sobbing, angry, the funeral director came into the bedroom and he said, "Oh, I'm sorry. Do you need a few more minutes?" And I looked at him. I don't know if looked is the right word. I think I probably glared at him because I was pissed at him. Like, you are not taking her. And I know, as a medium, again, remember, I know these things, that this body is not her. It's her body. It's the first thing that I teach. We are two things. We are physical and we are spirit. So I knew her body was not her, but I just didn't want to let go of the physical. I had to let go. It sucked. So I went out into the other room where some of my sisters and their husbands were, and the funeral director had said to us, why don't you guys all go in the other room, because we don't want you watching us take the body out. Now, I don't like following the rules, and I don't really like people telling me what to do. And there's a part of me that's like, I have to look. And what I saw was really actually beautiful. They were taking my mom out on the stretcher or whatever they use, and she was in a beautiful quilted sleeping bag thing. I don't know what you call that thing, but it was beautiful. And it was not like what the story in my head would have been. Again, I pictured this black plastic zipped up bag. And I'm so grateful that I listened to that little inner voice that said, look, it's not so bad. And I'm leaving the house and coming back home. And it's like, okay, now this is the journey of learning to live with my mom in spirit. It's what I support people through. And it was hard because grief will sneak up in any moment and you have no idea. Like, sometimes I'll just start crying. I don't even know what I'm crying about. And it's like, it sometimes feels like I can start crying about one thing, and then it's like anything ever in my life that I've ever felt sad about just comes piling in, and I will let myself go with it because I want to feel everything that's there, because I know that if I don't, it can go toxic, it can turn physical, it will wreak havoc on the body. So I allowed myself to feel it, and I allowed myself to go there whenever I needed to. So I want to share with you, I kept painting and I kept writing and kept meditating, and I want to share with you something that I received 6 days after she passed. I sat down and I wrote, Mama, ... And she wrote, all the holes are filled, Sandy. There are holes in the energy field when you lose someone or through any other loss of self. I know this sounds different than I did when I was there, but you're accessing a higher frequency of me, like you did with Talia, my infant that passed. Nothing's missing, like you had said. I'm so full in a different way. Energy comes in in different colors. Purple is what I'm working with now and being with now. And I said, why purple? And she said, it's the healing of other lifetimes. I was a more advanced soul than I made it appear to be, but the energy of love is what was most important. Love simply love. Daddy's energy isn't separate from mine, never was, but my personality didn't know it. No one's energy is separate. Sandy, you're tuning in on a higher level than you usually do, honey. This is good. Keep your channel clear. Let it all come through you. You're channeling for God and Spirit to work through, and just allow. So moments like that brought me such peace. And then I kept having dreams, recurring dreams, that she was dying. And I would wake up sobbing. So again, it was like it was the all of it. It was the joy of connecting with her beautiful spirit and feeling the peace that was there, and feeling peace knowing, it's like peace in that knowing that she's okay, I'm going to be okay. And then you have these other moments of like just falling apart at the seams. And yeah, I knew I had to just keep navigating both whenever they came up, because I didn't know when they were going to come up. I had to be with whatever was showing up, if that makes sense. So there was another goodbye that we had to do after my mom passed, and that was her house. Now, my dad had built that house when they first got married, so 70 years ago, and it was the only family home that I had known. And it was like a compound where all of us, like all of my siblings and I and my brother-in-laws and all the grandchildren and the great-grandchildren, like it was a place where everybody would congregate, and there was always food and laughter. And now having to go through the house was hard, not only just going through her stuff, but knowing that this place of family and love and memories was not going to be anymore. And I remember the very last time I went there, I went with my daughter Ari, because I wanted to go through every room and say goodbye and thank you and offer a blessing for the next owner. And I sobbed through every room. When I was leaving that last time, again, I felt like one of my own clients, because as a medium, I know my mom is not in her stuff, but I was like taking stuff that I knew I would never ever use. I was wanting to grab the shutters off the house. I was wanting to grab bricks and stones and anything that reminded me of my mom's house. And I did take some of that. I even took the pickled beets that were in her fridge. And do you know we still have them to this day? Kenny reminded me of that today, and he's like, Sandy, I'm not touching those. I'm like, good, don't, because I can't part with the beets. It's funny. It's like those stupid little things that make no sense, but it's just what you do. Like anything that reminded me of her, I just wanted to like grab. Like these are actually her earrings, and because it makes you feel like they're with you and they're still a part of you. And again, the medium part of me knows that her spirit is only a breath away. One of the realizations I had after her house was sold, I realized what that house and what my mom represented for me was safety and security. Like, no matter where I was in my life, no matter what I was going through in my life, I knew I could always go home to my mom, who would be there, open arms, give you food, give you shelter if you needed it, and a hug and an I love you, no judgment, no matter what. So my mom and that house represented that for me. And so after she passed and after the house sold, I sat and I was like, wow, my sense of safety and security has totally been rocked. And then I heard inside of me, Sandy, you know your safety and security now are within you, and they're with your connection with God. And I realized that is my safety and security. Like, no matter what's happening out in the world, I know I can always come home here and reconnect to that place that I now call home inside of me. There's another message from my mom, and she said, Sandy Dolly, I'm more accessible to you now. There's no time or distance separation. The only separation is in your thoughts. See how quickly this connection happens and notice what it does to clear the stuck energy in your throat. I'm loving what no worry feels like. It's so light. I don't feel age or weight. The heaviness is in the realm that you are aware of, the physical realm. There is no heaviness in this realm, but this realm is inside of you. Heaven is inside of you. Let it out, my Dolly. Let heaven out. Don't reach for it or grasp for it. It's all inside, covered over by thoughts and fears. Love where you're at. Bring love to it. Love will shift things quicker than fear. Fear keeps you looking at something the same way. Love helps you see it from a different perspective. You can't really hold on to anything. You're not meant to. Enjoy it all. Trust that life will keep flowing in for you. I love you, my Dolly. So I don't know where you are on your journey, whether you've just recently lost someone or whether it's been a while. I don't know if you're stuck in the mud of the emotions or whether you know how to talk to your loved one in spirit or receive things through your writing. But my hope and my prayer is that you somehow are able to navigate both, because like I said before, it's so important to be able to navigate through that realm of feelings and emotions and not get stuck there. And it's so beautiful to be able to navigate that realm of spirit to help you to get a different perspective. So I hope that you can give yourself space so that you can receive. You can receive your own feelings so that you can receive your loved one in spirit. Thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing me to share my mom with you. I love you. I'll see you soon.